Hello, everybody, and welcome to another installment of the Coldest of Takes podcast. We're recording it live on YouTube. This is going to be a live episode recording. About to get it going. Sending the link out to John. Going to get recording. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And, we're going to get after it. We're going to settle in. We hopefully get some halfway decent connection. That'd be pretty cool. This podcast brought to you by Anchor, making it happen. Okay, okay. All right, but yeah, we're gonna get into it tonight. It's 2 weeks away from the Super Bowl, but obviously we have some reactions. We're gonna give our thoughts, opinions. We have, football, basketball, potentially some baseball news, hockey probably will be on the docket, gaming maybe, some stock market potential, some weather potential. Who knows?
My guy.
John, what's going on, my guy?
What's up, my dude? Listen, Mike, I didn't anticipate this. We'll start off real hot here. We have to introduce another co-host that might be sitting next to me here in the room.
Oh boy.
Yeah, her name is Opal Blossom. She's a 3-year-old shepherd mutt dog. So, she wants to try to get some cold takes, Mike.
Really? A nice little shepherd mutt?
Oh, yeah, man. She's about 80 pounds. 80 pounds. She's wonderful. Very fun.
Well, that brings some good vibes to the equation here. It's nice to talk to you. It's nice to be know that you're out there relaxing tonight and ready to get to the Coldest of Takes.
Mike, I had him on ice. All right, we had him in the tray. Where can they find us, though?
Hey, before we get to it tonight, big podcast, big recording. But always this podcast brought to you by Anchor. Anchor gives us the opportunity to stream this thing, as you might have skipped through in the ad. So thank you to Anchor. And John and I are doing this podcast. I am out in Massachusetts. John out in California. We've been boys since the preschool days, and now we are approaching 30, which is some to do, as they say. But we haven't lost the love for sports and talking to each other and trying to connect. And basically this podcast is like like we're coming to the bar, having a chat, having a couple beers, it's like it's for you guys as much as it is for us. And we're very thankful for all the listeners on all the different platforms where this podcast is available everywhere. So you can download it everywhere. Really, it's really simple. The name of the podcast is Coldest of Takes, and I'm one of your hosts, Mike. And you can follow me on Twitter at st_Katzer. And John, you can follow him on Twitter at John J. Pat. Now, John, before we get into the meat and the heavy topics, I feel like I have to ask you this vital question to my existence right now, because my life is plummeting into it, and I want to use the word plummeting as a descriptive word here. What is the temperature out there in California right now?
I can give you an actual guess first. What do you think?
I'm thinking.
I live in Huntington Beach for the people, so that's a very famous surf city, USA. So, Mike, it's very. So, what would you think in the end of January, beginning of February, the temperature would be?
I'm thinking it's like 72.
No, it's 57 right now.
All right, 57. Still, that's not bad. I thought it was gonna be 72. I thought you were gonna put me in the blender because I am experiencing of 2021. We are about to dip into the coldness factor out here in the Western Massachusetts, and
are we talking single digits, Mike?
we're talking 0 tonight potentially.
Oh my God!
Yeah, possible below. We're talking negative numbers here.
Snow?
No snow tonight. We had snow the other day, and that was another deal.
It's just cold for no reason.
Yeah, it's cold. It's cold.
Okay, why do you think I moved, Mike?
Exactly. That's why I was going for you. To 57 though. That seems nice.
I don't know if the people know. Like when I moved here for a job, but I also I moved the summer after the winter of 15, where we had the record snow in Massachusetts, and I lived in Boston in the Southeast. So there was literally one car going down the street, maybe, and it had to be a small car because everybody was just boxed in, and that was the last time. This is it for me.
Yeah, dude. I mean, honestly, out there in a city like Boston, with all the streets, all the grid, all the snow removal, it's a lot. It's a lot to do, and to live there and have to deal with that snow removal, that's one thing. But I didn't mean to make this snow removal podcast off the top, but I had to get in there.
That's a good joke.
Yeah, it is the coldest takes, and that's what we do here. We all, we sit on the takes. That's what it is.
I got something for you, Mike, that I was just thinking about, right? Okay. We've been doing this podcast for 3 years, probably.
It's been a while. It's consistent. It's had some ebbs. It's had some flows.
And you said, Mike, that it's like a bar conversation, right? So
yeah,
were we ahead of the game by making the bar conversation at home, and then the pandemic happens? You see where I'm going with this, though?
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you.
From home with the Zoom thing, we should have, trademarked that or something.
I know. I was just talking about it, man. We should have been in the game on Zoom before the Zoom got big in the stock market thing. The price.
How bad did Skype fumble the ball?
Skype. They had the bag, and then they lost it somehow.
Blockbuster lost the next one.
So it's the
same.
Yeah, dude. It's like everything going on with GameStop right now. They're trying to.
Oh my god, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that was so funny, man. It's on the downward trend today. The long story short is basically the sports ramification in this is interesting as well. I don't know if you knew that. Did you know the sports end of this?
No, not at all. But tell me.
All right, so the sports end of this is the NBA, right? There's some minority owners of the Charlotte Bobcat or the Charlotte Hornets, right? That Jordan owns, and he gave up some stake in Hornets to these two dudes who are basically, they're part of the Wall Street movement, and then there's some other groups in the NBA where it's like Mark Cuban. There's another owner in the Warriors who has a not a big share of the Warriors, but a smaller share of the Warriors, and so the guys for the Hornets, right? They want to, they're like the the hedge fund type of dudes.
Yeah, they're short stocks. That's what they do.
Absolutely. Right.
Yeah. And that's where this all started, right?
Exactly.
Shorting stocks. Okay, I'm in.
And on the other side of it, with Cuban and the Warriors, guy, he's I don't know his name exactly. This is the podcast for the name, and well, this is a podcast to get you to look up the story.
I think I can pick it up. Yeah, I know that they're shorting stocks, and what somebody did on Reddit was the fact that you can actually, if everybody bought in on that stock, they would have to end up either closing, paying out, whatever, and you're going to get rich by shorting that stock because they're already shorting it. And Wall Street got beat at their own game. It's basically the end of the conversation, and they had to actually shut down people from investing it, which is the most un-American thing of all time.
Right, we're basically
maybe not all
basically like the people that wanted it to go are like.
Actually, you know what? Fuck it, I'm standing behind it because capitalism is the most American thing of all time, and they just shut down people's right to invest in a company. That's capitalism.
Yeah, I mean, like the people that were, doing the Reddit thing and everything, it was just like, it was like a shot in the dark, and they were basically exploiting the fact that, these
Yeah.
bigger hedge funds sort of keep, what your, not to make this a, we went from a temperature podcast to a stock podcast, but like not, it's just like, if you don't know what's in the these hedge funds and what you're putting your portfolio and your name on, it's more risky business. And so like what the Redditors doing, it's like GameStop, bro. It's just
Anyway,
you got to see it through.
You first of all, just don't be an idiot. Don't invest in some of this shit, and don't really, if you invest in hedge funds, that's a 50-50 chance. So like life. So just move on. Now, Mike, speaking of moving on, all right. I was thinking about this today. It was very dumb. But you ever been called out for being wrong in a group chat?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah.
Somebody asked me today how you handle it, and I was like, own up to it, because it's more people are going to get up to it. It made me think of like, when somebody was wrong, on the playground, and I was like, no, it's the same thing. Like you got to own up to it, because if you try to deny it, then people are just going to And I was thinking about it like in a large scale, that if people just own up to their mistakes, then you're fine, dude. Like you're fine. Fine if you just own up to it. Just swallow it for a minute. It's not the big, it's not the big. People would, if they own to their mistakes, Mike. And I'm kind of ranting right now, but I'm saying the world would be a better place. That's what I'm trying to get.
Yeah, I mean, like if you put your hand up for the right reasons, and it's not to just say that you were wrong just to like make somebody feel better, or like shut up the haters. Like you're doing more. You're doing more than that. Like oh, like maybe my view, my stance on this was potentially wrong. It's just like it stinks.
And Mike, like we said before on this podcast, you can judge anybody when they go to the grocery store and they put the cart back on that. If they don't, they're bad people. If they do, they're great people. That's integrity.
Right, and that's to keep it simple. That's what.
Now, speaking of integrity, okay.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm with you. You segue in.
I got a good segue here. Deshaun Watson, my friend. Integrity. He's endured the shit of shit with Houston. He's the best player Houston's ever had, not named Andre Johnson. And he wants out, Mike. They've treated him like shit.
Dude, I can't blame them. I think they're gonna honor or try to trade him potentially now that there's like sort of a new regime in the mix.
Right. Now, what would you want? What would you give up to get Deshaun Watson? And you and I are kind of in similar positions for the first time, Mike. So, what would you do to put him on the Eagles? How much would you give up?
Honestly, at least first round pick. Whether first round pick and a second round pick in a later year package with somebody. I think Watson's pretty good. I think he's in his prime right now. I think for him to have a really good season with not much going on out in Houston, out there, tumultuous season as you say.
Trading the top 3 wide receiver for a running back, a backup running back.
Well, yeah, no.
What the fuck are you doing, Houston? Like, seriously.
And then the coach is gone, and there's injuries and all that. I like Deshaun Watson. But
I know you like Deshaun Jackson. He's your boy. But Mike, how if I was Philly, all right? You got a quarterback situation with Watts. So you're either going in or not. So that's a different story. But if I was just Philly and I had to give up something for Watson, I would give up 2 first round and second round pick this year, a first round next year, and then probably a third and a second round the following year. And then I also give up Darius Slay.
Yeah, I mean, we just got him. I mean, but potentially we could be drafted. If we do that, we'd be drafting Patrick Surtain
And
Jr.
for
there.
yeah, and for that same reason, I think the Patriots should give at least 2 first-round picks and maybe a second, third, and Gilmore for Watson.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sort of same deal. This draft,
Gilmore's older with his contract and everything, but you gotta get Gilmore out of there before he sucks.
bro. I firmly believe, even though we had some college football this year, I firmly believe that this draft upcoming is going to be like Wild West type South stuff. Like people are projecting so many quarterbacks go in the first round. Uh, the wide receivers. The Eagles. We were looking like we get Devonta Smith, Heisman winner, but now it looks like he's going to be gone in the first 3 picks, and
What pick are you again, Mike?
6.
Oh, okay. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So
So
6 is tough, though.
well, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of good guys this year, but I think you're going to see some more first round trades this year. More so than in years past. Usually there's like 2 or 3 first round trades. And I would say maybe either before the draft happens, there's going to be some positioning. We're going to see what some teams are going to do because I feel like there's a lack of film. There's a lot of hype around certain guys. The world we live in now is more instant gratification, and so more in your face, more blown up. And so like whatever guy is grabbing the most hype, I feel like they're gonna go big, like more so than traditional like linemen or something like that.
Right.
Like I think a gem lineman is gonna slip. He's gonna slip like normally if this was 5 years ago. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're saying, Mike. And actually, I was thinking about this today because the Patriots got a rookie this year, like the 6th round lineman, and he was rated or he was on the Pro Bowl ballot. He was rated the best. He might be a rookie of the year. He's the conversation, and he's not going to win because he's a lineman. But those are the gems you find in the draft, and I'm thinking about it now. Like, because the Eagles are 6, and I think the Lions are in between that and the Patriots. I believe so. Probably like 9 or 10 or something, like right behind you. Because that tie pushed you over the edge.
The tie helped one way or the other.
Right, and that's the best thing about a tie, though, because like it could go crazy, and in the hunt, people, you're trying to calculate. I love that. Anyway, point being, the Patriots are now projected by Mel Kiper, pretty good source. He gets it wrong every year, but we all just believe blindly that he's a good source. He has Mac Jones going to the Patriots from Alabama. And, Mike, I have a couple of things I want to say on that. All right? Number one, I really hope it happens. Number two, I love it because my favorite college football conference is the MAC because UMass used to play in it, and it is just an absurdly ridiculous conference. The scores and those games, Mike, are unbelievable.
Right. So
and under is like 100.
So you're getting a dude named Mac that makes you think that he's from the MAC, but he's actually from the SEC.
Right.
But Alabama even more. So like you're like 95, 97% all in on this dude.
And like we can play Return of the MAC.
Dude, I mean it's sense, don't bro. Like you need this guy on the roster.
And like every time he makes a good play, you're like, that's an action, baby. That's action in action.
I mean,
I've thought this through. I have to have him now.
Yeah. I mean, that's big time right there. I mean, to have a guy that makes you think of the MAC, but he's actually from SEC and Alabama, I mean, that's huge. That's huge plays.
His first name is Mac. Like, that's ridiculous. The only person I know named Mac is on Always Sunny.
Right. And then the other Mac in the NFL, you got Khalil, and that's his last name.
Right.
And
I need Mac and quarterback. Oh, that rhymes too. There you go. We gotta have it.
Dude, Mac Jones.
Mac the quarterback. And I gotta love it. So, I mean, whatever the Patriots do, they do. But the point being, like, there was a Patriot who played on Sunday, a former Patriot, a couple of former Patriots, to be honest with you. And I kind of want to get into those games. You got anything for me?
No. I mean, I think this is perfect time to get right into the NFC Championship action, and what you're alluding to is the 43-year-old phenom. He's still a phenom, folks. You can't count that dude out, and that's Tom freaking Brady. Going into Lambeau, getting it done with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. John, I want to, let you go in, being, the New England guy, seeing Tom do his thing, but
No,
I have to.
I don't want you to react to what I have to say, so you go first, all right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, I just wanted to say, like, what Tom did, especially in that first half, was incredible. I thought the way they game planned, the way the Bucks played, uh, Tom's precision, his accuracy, it was on another level, and you can't count that dude out. And I don't think anyone did. I think, regardless if you had the Packers or the Bucks in that game, I think both teams made a case for why they deserve to be there, why they deserve to go to the Super Bowl. I think Tom Brady and the Bucks, they showed beyond all shadow of a doubt that their team is potent for any other type of word. They played. I forget who they played.
The Saints and the Packers. So they've played Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers.
No, not in the playoffs, but like they lost. They lost in like week 10 or something like that, and then they won. They haven't lost in months. Like that's what I was gonna say. Like and they made, especially in that first half, they made the Packers look really weak, and they showed their weaknesses more than I've seen other teams show over the course of this NFL season. I think the Bucks really match up on offense and defense. Like those three dudes on defense, Sue and JPP, JPP, and then you got Devin freaking White. And they dealt with it. Their team right now is unbelievable. And the thing that I want to point out with Tom Brady is they're giving Tom the reins, and they're giving Tom help, and not just on the coaching staff is unbelievable, and they're letting Tom coach more on the offense. It's chill, and what he did in New England, when they were having their successes, and they got some different pieces around him, is he was taking pay cuts, and he was doing that on his like sacrificial. He was making these sacrifices, and he was reading these defenses, and we've always known Tom Brady as being accurate and being smart, but I haven't seen him operate like this, and I don't think he's been given that opportunity. Like, do you think that Belichick is, Tom Brady has to go into the Hall of Fame as a Patriot, right? But like, what if he wins the Super Bowl? Like, I don't know. But yeah, so John, that's all my thoughts from seeing Tom this weekend and everything like that. Is like he has this incredible team behind him, incredible skill position, and then he is dialing up stuff. And for the fact that he could throw multiple picks in the second half, and then the Packers to get stymied like that is incredible.
Couple of things about this. First of all, Mike, you're right on most of those points, but I got an idea that I think people are forgetting.
Yeah, well, what am I wrong about?
No, you're not wrong about anything, but it's just difference of opinion. I think what Tom was doing when he left was it's eerily similar to the way that they played when they first won, in that they lose in week 10 and never lose again. Like they didn't do that. They lost to the Rams, and then they went on and beat the Rams in the Super Bowl that year in 2001.
Right.
They got a lot of luck that happened, right? Tuck rule. versus the coach's idiot decision. Oh, Bergeron just scored. Nice. The idiot decision to.
Oh, let's go. Sorry.
Bergeron scored. He's the captain again. Or for the first time.
No, but we're beating up on Pittsburgh, and we beat them the other day too. And we some beasts. They were Boston Bruins, low key. Side note.
Yeah. But Mike, it's funny because Brady, like, what was the coach thinking for Green Bay kicking a field goal, and that would make you down 5, and you're on like the 4, and you're going to give the ball back to Tom Brady with just 2 minutes left? Like, I understand you had 3 timeouts and 2-minute warning. That does not matter. It is Tom Brady. You're giving the ball to the GOAT. Like, what decision is that? That's a fireable offense, Mike. You have to fire him. Before, I think, you have to fire him now.
Bro.
That's absurd.
First of all, fantastic puck movement by the Boston freaking Bruins. Yeah. Fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Pittsburgh kind of stinks this year though, but fantastic puck movement. Love to see it. But John, I mean, you're right. You're right. I mean, a lot is on the table here, especially with the Packers end. Like, how do you not, put Rodgers out there if he's supposed to be this, he's supposed to be that.
MVP, Mike, this year. He's going to be the MVP, and you don't put the MVP on the 4-yard line with 2 minutes left of the game on the line. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, it's illogical. I don't know if they can fire him, but it's weird, man. It's just the Packers didn't look like the Packers. And yes, you could say maybe some game flow, but I think I don't know, man. I think LaFleur and the coaching staff, they scripted up the wrong way to start that game. And, they were trying to force feed Devontae. They were trying to force feed Jones early, and then Jones goes out, and they can't recover it. It was, and then to turn over the ball, to get interceptions against Tom Brady in the playoffs, man, that's few and far between. And for you to get points off turnovers in the second half like that is and you're the home team is incredible. Incredible.
Mike, you know what I equate it to, and people do forget that this is an actual thing, that they got 3. I think it was 3 in like 10 passes or 7 passes or something that Brady threw picks, because it was like so quick, right? And the Packers punted every time on an interception.
Yeah, dude. I mean, they threw it every down. It was just like the stuff that we saw the Packers do all season was not on display against the Bucs. And credit to Todd Bowles, credit to what the Buccaneers were doing on offense. Like Tom Brady and Bruce Arians and all them. Shout out to every skill position player on that Tampa Bay Buccaneer team, because they were putting Green Bay in the box.
Yeah,
and
they really will.
They really were.
It's ridiculous to think though, Mike, if we can, off the game, the Green Bay blew that game. They had chances to win, even at the end, and then the coach blew with that call. And I just want to talk about this, Mike. Are we now in the conversation with Tom Brady? And I've, sucked his dick enough on this podcast because he's my childhood hero. Is he the greatest athlete of all time? Or I'm even transcending football. All right, so Jordan is NBA, right? LeBron is pretty close, and then you have, you got in baseball it's skill position play, so it's different. But in hockey, it's Wayne Gretzky, right? Everybody knows it's Wayne Gretzky's best player of all time.
Yeah, right? He's now like the god legend.
Yeah, now in football though, Mike, I think if Tom Brady wins this, it's over. I don't want to hear ever a conversation about there's Tom Brady and then there's a pile of shit and then there's the next best quarterback. Maybe even athlete. It may be him and LT, because he's 43 doing this, Mike. That's absurd.
Well, what I noticed is because in the world we live in and the production behind the events has certainly evolved. The journalism behind it has evolved. The media behind it as well. They kept showing stats about how both these dudes, Brady, Rodgers, they loved Joe Montana, right? So if Joe Montana was that guy, it's now definitely Tom Brady. I mean, you're 10 Super Bowls, 20 years, you're making half the time. You're the most accurate freaking dude. Can sling it at 43 years of age. Like I don't know how you're doing that.
His release is unprecedented. How fast he gets the ball out. Now, probably out of fear.
His processing of the plays, like we're all Rodgers is the MVP this year. What he's doing out there, the way he's seeing the field processing it is incredible. But Brady is just like if you thought Rodgers was calm, what's Brady doing then? Like like as much as the conversation as Rodgers is the GOAT, I feel like it's almost undeniable that it has to be Brady as the GOAT because
now,
he's
Mike.
yeah.
Speaking of the GOAT, there might be a baby GOAT on the other side. If he beats Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, you know who I'm talking about, Mike.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Old Patty McHolmes,
Patty
dude.
Mahomes, Mahomie. I love that commercial. It's perfect. Can I call you Mahomie? No. But Patrick Mahomes, Mike, is incredible. Like he's just incredible. That's the only word I can suffice on some of the throws that he's making and the plays that they're running. Andy Reid is in his bag, Mike. He took Jason Tatum's bag, gave half of it to Jaylen Brown, and then took it back to Kansas City.
Yeah, dude. I mean, Andy Reid for all the years of him screwing up in the playoffs, it's paying off. He's a smart coach, and it seems like it's gut check time. I Andy Reid has coached a lot of different types of offenses. In the '90s and the 2000s, and then 2010s, and now and everything like that.
I think it was Andy Reid he's always been a great coach. Everybody knows that he's a great coach. But I think he needed to mix his old style that he tried to do with McNabb, because McNabb ran a little bit, right? But then you have the greatest quarterback in the league right now. Not the MVP, but the greatest skill upside quarterback in the league right now, who makes incredible throws to very talented players on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
And a great line. You're giving him time. Like he's running. He doesn't have to mess up with the timeouts. He doesn't have to take timeouts. They give him the ball.
Yeah, bro. I mean, think about this, dude. Like, you're saying, yeah, Andy Reid, he's on the staff with Holmgren in Green Bay and stuff. Like, Mahomes is kind of like Brett Favre. He's mobile. Vic. He's all these things. And you're right. It's like what Andy Reid, and think about this too, like the athletic display that is being put on is it, football. Yes. From the beginning of time, there's always been incredible athletes, but the game evolves, the sport grows, those athletes get better, and, everything changes. And I think some of the players that maybe didn't work out with him in the 90s, like I feel like this team is built for ruthless attacking football on the offensive end. You got Kelsey, top tier tight end, who's probably the best tight end in the game right now. And then you got Tyreek Hill, who's faster than anybody in the game right now. And you're
human, fast as fuck.
Fast as fuck. And then you got a slew of running backs that you just trot out there, and that's the key. And then if Tyreek's catching the ball, you got Sammy Watkins. You got me. You got all these freaking speedster dudes that aren't.
Harmon's been pretty good. Except for the muff thing or whatever. But I understand, and it's crazy to watch. Now
it's nuts.
What sucks about it though is they did beat the Bills. Now Josh Allen did not play well in that game, and the Bills kind of came down to earth. But I enjoyed the ride. I don't hate the Bills out of anybody in the Patriots division. I mean, who hates the Bills? They went to 4 Super Bowls and lost, man. That is tough. You can't hate a team that does that.
Yeah, dude. Everyone that would ever say the Bills made it to 4 Super Bowls and Bills suck. Like, bro, you know how hard it is to make it to 4 Super Bowls? let alone make it to 4 in a row.
Oh,
Like, that's crazy. I'm glad the Bills have been back in the playoffs for a couple of years now. It's been exciting to see. I think Josh Allen's progression from 1 year to the next is incredible as well. And that's no slight to him at all. Like, he's put in the work, but having a top tier guy like Diggs and what Diggs is able to do, the way he runs route, Diggs is one of the best route runners I've ever seen. Like John Brown, he's fast. And last year and everything, you were getting some more straight line speed with John Brown, but now with Diggs, that was he was perfectly come in. John Brown was hurt for the beginning half of the year. You got Cole Beasley, who is underrated.
They played with a broken tibia or some shit during that game.
Fibula.
There you go.
Which is crazy.
It was one of the illers. I got it.
All right. So the only other crazy fibula story I got for you is there was this Tour de France cyclist. His name was Alberto Contador, and I forget what year it was. I believe it was like
that's a great name.
Yeah, Alberto Contador from Spain. I believe this was like 2013, maybe in that time frame. And dude broke his fibula riding the bike, and he like crashed. Right, he crashed on the bike, like crashed. They're going up a mountain, crashes, tumbles down the hill, breaks his fibula. Gets back up on the bike, and I believe he had to ride like 20 or 30 miles on a bike with broke fibula, and he finished. And then he withdrew from the Tour de France because he was that much of a savage. He was like, I'm not going out like this. And incredible. Cole Beasley, incredible. Bills, incredible.
The Bills enjoy a run. You're gonna get a couple of years of this. Maybe next year you get to the Super Bowl. I mean, the Bills are a couple of pieces away, Mike. They need a running back, and that might help them.
Well, Bills are a young team. I mean, but there is a future with them. I still think they gotta continue to grow. There's some holes in that team on their defense and their running game. But I do like the fact that Dable stayed with them.
Yeah, and I'm thinking like the Bills. This is their window right now, right? Before the contracts all come up. Kansas City has about one more year. I think next year is going to be tough for them because they just can't afford people anymore. So you got to know your window, Mike, and you got to win. And that's why I want to get back to Kansas City, because in the Super Bowl, I mean, I don't want to anoint him, but I mean, are we passing the crown here, Mike? I think it's a valid question. Brady is incredible for what he's done. Mike, he makes the Super Bowl more than Steph Curry makes threes. It's sick. He makes the hardest thing in sports championship more times than Steph Curry, the greatest shooter of all time in the NBA, makes a three. So I just think, but Mike, wouldn't it be like a cool passing of the torch, though?
Oh yeah, 100%. I do think it would be a cool passing of the torch. I don't really know where I stand on the Super Bowl for this year yet, though.
You haven't made your decision.
I haven't made my decision yet. I think this Super Bowl is gonna be a lot of fun to watch, to be honest with you. And I think the prop bets on this one are gonna be hilarious. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun for the next couple of weeks. Even though there's no media day, and it's different.
Yeah.
Gronk
is always special on media day. You're right.
But yeah, we got one more football game, and we're gonna make the most of it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But yeah, dude, I totally agree with you where it comes to the future. And Patrick Mahomes, I think the Chiefs, the way the AFC sits right now, is the AFC North poses to get very tough.
Yes, with Cleveland being good again, and Cincinnati having Joe Burrow, and the Ravens sucking, and the Steelers are the ones who are going to fall. Like, I think the Steelers end in last place next year. That's my cold take.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. Just because their defense really showed out this year, but now their offense surely sputtered. I mean, Roethlisberger won 11 games, but he's supposed to come back. It came out yesterday. He's supposed to come back, and I think they're gonna. He's got to mentor somebody, and I think the Steelers might be the odd team out. But the AFC North, to get 3 teams in the playoffs, man. Granted, none of them are going to the Super Bowl. Still,
think about this though, Mike. The worst quarterback in that division is a Hall of Famer in Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah,
Lamar Jackson's better right now. Joe Burrow's better right now. I mean, and Baker Mayfield's better right now. I would take all 3 of them over Ben Roethlisberger right now, who is a Hall of Famer, Mike.
Right.
And isn't that crazy? No, that's ridiculous.
Right.
That's okay, you're right.
Well, dude. I mean, also though, those other teams, they have a solid ground game, and for some reason in Pittsburgh they don't run the football. And is that all on Ben? I don't know.
Now, the Chiefs are going to own that division for a while.
Well, yeah, AFC West. I mean, you saw the new Chargers coach out there, Brandon, whatever.
They could be good, Mike. Although speaking of the Chargers, Mike, Philip Rivers retired, and that gosh darn it, I'm gonna miss his his NFL clips that they always play where he's talking trash, but it's so good. So it doesn't curse. It's just nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss the flipping crap out of that dude.
Yeah, and Mike, he does he does get those drives at those 4:45 games. When you're getting up from your nap, and he's got one more. He's driving down the field, and then something happens. He wins or he loses in dramatic fashion. It was pageantry.
Right.
Right when we needed it, though. 4:45 mark on a Sunday.
Some might have said that was purgatory for Philip Rivers, but at least he made some money out of it, and he'll eventually be going to Canton. What do you think about this Matthew Stafford situation?
He finally pulled out.
Right.
I have to mention that joke. That's just
you had to get it in there.
I had to get it in there. Anyway, Matthew Stafford. I hope the Patriots trade everything. Maybe one less pick than he would for.
Well, so Patricia, right? Patricia, he leaves Detroit and he's now back with the Patriots. So is this like the silver lining? Like Stafford, boom, like everything you were talking about Watson earlier is all well and good. Watson's in his prime, yes. But still, I think you got to welcome the fact that Matt Stafford could be walking through that door.
Well, Matt Stafford's already a Hall of Famer. Look at this, and people are gonna try to come at me on that. No, seriously, look at his stats. Like he's top 10 in everything that is qualified for you to be in the Hall of Fame. If you're top 10, you deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. I'm just saying, I feel like that's fair. Most other sports have their top 10 players statistically in the Hall of Fame. So look it up. But
well, yeah, dude,
it's not a Hall of Famer yet.
This might be a cliche, but it's not the Hall of Very.
Right. That's why I don't think Philip Rivers might make it. I mean, who knows, man? He's got a lot of top statistics, but
yeah, but he's got longevity. I think.
His record of games in a row, right?
Yeah, dude. I heard an interview the other day. It was Chris Carter, and he said something about how, if you can, there's a lot of dudes that were in the league that maybe should be in the Hall of Fame that maybe some other dudes that got in the Hall of Fame maybe shouldn't have been. And I guess in his career now that, he's a Hall of Fame guy, he's on that committee to help, some other dudes that maybe haven't gotten in, get in. So I think without a question, I think Philip Rivers is going to get in. Whether he's a first ballot,
I don't think he's a first ballot.
Maybe not, given the circumstances behind the journalism and the pageantry that is the NFL. But I think yes.
Hall of Fame talk like that. You're talking pageantry, you're talking ballots, Mike. There's no baseball Hall of Fame class this year.
Right. I didn't know if we would get to baseball. Baseball seems like they're in a tough spot right now.
Now, here's my problem, Mike. All right. with baseball. They shoot themselves in the foot every time. They
Oh,
don't grow the game well. They have the opposite of the NBA's marketing.
yeah, and they leave their players all out to dry. And the NBA is doing whatever they can right now to survive.
No, but the NBA did well though with the bubble and everything. They put out a good product. NHL did the same thing, but the MLB kind of sucked. And like they want to quote unquote grow the game, and they leave people off the ballot because like the baseball writers are the purists of baseball. Like we got to get rid of that shit.
I mean,
like,
baseball's gonna die if they keep doing this stuff. I mean,
yeah.
they have no, they have no, I don't know what word I want to use. They have no zeal. They have no zest. They have no. They're not pulling anything right now. They give their players 37% of their salaries right now, and the league the players they want to play the games have 162, and there's just like not as much money going around.
No, well, first of all, yeah, I know because the Yankees are poor, and I think I've said it on this podcast again. I think people need to be reminded that the Yankees are poor. They said it in a statement, and I've never heard that in my entire life. So I just think it needs to be stated a little bit more. I feel like people are sleeping on that. But Mike, in baseball,
Yankees stink.
I mean, it's all you have to do for this, Mike, is just.
Yeah.
They have no pulse on society.
They're stuck in 19.
Listen, Mike, what I would have done, okay? You want to put some attention, right? And the whole thing is, any press is good press, right? You elect Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds. This weird ass year, like make it weirder. There's more now. You're the news story. You're in the cycle for a couple of days. And we're gonna get all the analysts and all the buzz is about what, Mike? Baseball.
Baseball, right? You need it
Overall. And like we have one of the best, if not the best, generational player in the league right now in Anaheim, in Mike Trout, and he is the worst undermarketed, whatever you want to call it, superstar.
Yeah, I mean, who's the social media team in the MLB right now? It's like, honestly, you see Juju Smith-Schuster dancing on freaking logos, and you got that polarizing an entire league but it's galvanizing a youth. You got Patrick Mahomes' younger brother making TikTok videos where it's it's weird, bro. Like I see this stuff and I'm just like, yo, this is weird. But I think it might be in the MLB's best interest if they can get Mike Trout on TikTok or doing something fun. Baseball just seems stale and boring. The game is fun and interesting. It's cool. It's fun to watch, especially, you watch a baseball game and you can get into it. But I feel like there's easy ways to make it more enticing.
All right. So the easiest way I would think is, again, yes, you got to go to TikTok because you got to capture the younger generation if you want to grow the game. Because if you keep going after the audience you're going after, you're right, Mike. You said it. Baseball's dead. So you go on TikTok, you get a really good film editor.
Right.
Okay.
Right. That's all you
get
need.
a really good cameraman, and you just do
a really good camera.
Right. Really good camera, really cool shit. And you just do the kind of cutaways that ESPN does
for
highlights, but with baseball drills or even in hitting,
right. Make it look sick. All I see is like there's these development leagues, John. Like, not to cut you off, but like,
no, go ahead.
Like NFL, bro. There's all these different types of leagues where kids can play, not just like Pop Warner, not just high school, not just 11-on-11 football. You play 7-on-7 football, you play flag football. There's all these different types of things. Like baseball could easily have, a different type of league, where it's more development focused, where either you're doing various things, where there's like a home run derby every single week, maybe with high school kids or something. I have no idea, but
though, Mike, is baseball is shooting itself in the foot by doing like why is Tatis not on every cover of every video game or anything? The video game being one of the biggest industries in the and you're promoting it, you're buying ad time on ESPN to promote baseball.
Right, Tatis is the dude from the Pods, right?
Yeah, the Padres. He does the Powerade commercial, and he's cool and he's funny as shit.
Right, dude. Yeah. Why don't we get Tatis in there? All I see is Bad Bunny in commercials, and those are hilarious. And you get Tatis with Bad Bunny, and you're selling. You're marketing the game, bro. People aren't playing. People aren't playing baseball in movies, man. They gotta get back after that. But yeah, we'll get right back. Oh, John, you there?
Yeah, I came back. Could you hear me while I was talking?
No, I couldn't.
I got a phone call.
Oh, it's all good. I was about to go to a break. Do you need
It is a break time, Mike. That's a good one. And we'll leave it on that. Tatis is cool as shit.
That's right. Take a break. Coldest of Takes. All right, we're gonna get the second half going of a pod. I'm gonna take a quick break. That's probably when I come back. All right, we are back. It's the Coldest Takes Part 2. Getting to it. That's how we do it. All right, we're getting warmed up. Trying to deliver some cold takes. Ugh. The Coldest Takes. Trying to pod coast to coast. It's getting late for you, boy, though. Kind of getting tired. But the Bruins won, and that's pretty sick.
My guy again.
John, what's good? Welcome back. Coldest Takes.
Mike, I got a question for you, all right?
Yeah, what's up?
All right. You know what? You love to talk about driving on here because you're a good driver, and massholes are massholes for a reason. You know?
Yeah. You got a nice driving tail for the people.
No, so, and I don't drive very much, Mike, because I work from home now because of everything going on. I hate when people say that.
Yeah, it's tough out there in California right now, man. Thoughts, T's and P's. Stay safe.
Plus, also, I low-key believe that I might be the only person who's immune to coronavirus because I am in the worst place of all time. Like, seriously, dude. Like, there's so many goddamn people who live in Orange County. Like, so many, more than like Massachusetts, or equal to, in a place as big as like the greater Springfield area.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm here with you, man. I understand. I'm putting.
Mike, sometimes I do get into traffic, and by sometimes I mean every single time I turn on my car, there's traffic, wherever I am. Mike, there are people who stink in traffic, and by people I mean car brands. The people who drive certain car brands always fucking suck.
Right, they always drive like a certain type of way.
So
like 9 times out of 10.
An impromptu top 3 for you again, Mike.
Okay, word, because I got an impromptu top 3 right after this one.
Wonderful. Mike, list them off. The top 3 worst car brands to be behind or near in traffic.
Now, got to preface this. Now, if you own one of these cars, you might not be this person, but there's a good chance that you might be.
It's a stereotype based on your car. I think you might be able to get over it. But there are certain type of people who drive a certain type of car and they suck.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. So I don't know, man. I'm gonna rack for a second one, but I definitely got a sandwich right here. Now, we're gonna start with the old Subaru driver. Now, Subaru could be a very versatile car, but
brand, Mike, we're just going brand overall.
Right, brand.
What's your specific car though that you always see that fucks up?
It's like the
Is it the one the Puglianos had?
No. It's
kind of station wagon one.
No, I don't think they had it. Oh yeah, they might have. I don't remember that, but yeah, it's like it's a Subaru, right? And I think it's like one of their SUV models, and I feel like it's always like a certain color, and I feel like it's white, and they always stink at driving, and they're always like stuck in the slow lane. I mean, stuck in the fast lane going slow, and it's always this white Subaru car. 100%.
Yep, I like that pick, Mike. I'm gonna go third pick, and it's gonna get juicier from here. And I hope I piss some people off who listen to Jeeps. Anybody who has a Jeep, they always drive like they're the king of the road. And it's like, dude, you're Jeep people. Like, you're like a weird cult of cars. It's stupid.
Every car is a weird cult of people. But the thing is like certain cheap people, like
No,
they might be.
don't, Mike. I love you as one of my best friends, maybe if not probably my best friend in life. Don't you dare defend cheap people.
No, this is what I'm gonna say. This is what I'm gonna say. It was funny. This is what I'm gonna say. So every car brand is like a cult. Like you got or you got your Volkswagen people. Like I drive Volkswagen. But like every car has the people. It's a small type of cult. The thing with Jeep people is there's a lot of cool Jeep owners out. But the thing is Jeep is so popular now that it is not a small cult following of things. And there's certain Jeep owners that they forget how popular Jeep actually is, and they still think like it's the most obscure car brand or something like that. No, dude, it's the most popular thing going right now in America.
Mike, they just drive, and especially in California because it's so hot out that they drive around without doors on them. They think that makes them better than everybody else and their high tires. And I'm like, dude, you just kind of look like an idiot, like, and an asshole. Like, what if I was just wearing pajamas that day because I was going to the store? Now I got everybody's going to see me looking like that. I mean, we've all done that, especially during the pandemic. And driving around with your top off.
Yeah, but brah. What if
they always cut you off?
What if you just got out of the ocean, out of some gnarly surf, bro, and you're all sandy, wet, whatever. You hit the Jeep with the no doors. You're back on the highway. Your hair's blowing through the wind, and I'm fresh and I'm clean again.
I hope your surfboard flies out of the back of your car because it's open. I hate Jeep people. I hate them so much.
The passion is there.
Oh, dude, and also they were probably ripping bro. Like, oh, fuck you. Like, you're just an asshole. Anyway, Mike, what do you got for two?
All right, number two. Number two is it's not so much a car brand, but I don't.
It has to be a car brand.
Oh man.
It has to be a car brand, Mike.
Okay.
We can't divulge our top three. It has to be a car brand.
Okay.
People fucking suck.
Okay. All right. Here's one. I don't like. What type is it? I think it's like the Dodge Caravan or something. It's like particular older type of Dodge Caravan, and yeah, it's like a minivan. And I swear to God, but this particular. Yeah, no. Well, that's what you wanted. I don't want to slander, because what I'm going to say is very slanderous. I don't want to slander all minivans because I know they serve a purpose. Transporting the kiddos. Some minivans are cool, right? But this one minivan in particular, from a particular year, it literally looks like a serial killer's car. And if you own it, there's like a 70% chance that you might have committed a crime.
Yeah, like there's no way you could be within 500 feet of a school zone. I know exactly what car you're talking about. Like, that is a very good part of it. That is a very good part of it. And you don't trust them when they're like in front of you,
Yeah, dude. It's like, is this car either like high criminal, or is this the feds behind me? I have no idea.
Mike, I've seen more cars that have like a lawnmower untied in the back with the gate down on the truck that I trust more than the minivan over there that is going to steal me for candy, right? I'm done with minivans. That's a great pick.
Bro. Like, has it ever been like the middle of the night and you just see?
There's always one there.
You sit in it and oh my God, like what are we doing here?
Correct. Anyway, we're gonna have for that. Like, I got one. You're not gonna like this, especially Mr. Katzer will not like this. An Audi.
Oh boy! Fun fact: he does not. Well, my mom has an Audi, but my dad does not own an Audi.
He did with the pushing mobile. Remember
that was a long time ago. That was like 2 cars ago for him now.
Hey, Mike, I remember
2, 3
that was
cars.
fine. Mr. Katz could do it, but my problem is there's a shit ton of Audis out here, and they all are the smaller ones that cut you at the
Oh,
fastest
bro,
speed, and
you
they cut right
brought
in front of
something
you.
up though. There's no car like the Push-A-Mobile. That was something, bro.
As in push something mobile. All right.
Right.
All right. Yeah. If you don't get it confused.
Back to your rant.
But I'm telling you, Mike, these Audis out here, they love just cut you off for no reason. Like there's so much space.
Right. They think their car has more horsepower than it actually does.
Right. Like I drive a Nissan Versa. All right. Like you're going to be faster than me. Just go ahead. Don't cut me off where I have to pump my brakes.
Right. It's like you know the phrase read the room. We use it all the time.
Yeah.
But it's like you gotta read the road, bro. We're out here. You gotta read that.
Yeah. Like we're in California. Why are you speeding? That's dumb. You're gonna hurry up and brake real quick because there's traffic fucking everywhere. So, and I can't state it enough for the listeners to hear. Like to the grocery store, I encounter minutes that I sit idly in my car and miss lights, Mike.
Yeah, it
That's
sucks.
how bad it is.
Yeah, it sucks, bro. I hate people like that.
So
bro,
I hate Audis, Mike. But go ahead. You got your number one. I want to hear it.
Yeah, dude. I got a fierce number one. But have you ever been like coming up the on ramp and somebody that literally has to let you on the on ramp like tries to shut the door on you? Have you ever been in that situation? So like.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, it's just like you get on there and then you have to get on and then you just give them the biggest stink eye of all time. I also just love, ripping up the on ramp and then you get on the highway and the other cars that were right there in that situation, they're like, hey, this guy, he wants to come on the highway. He's not going fast. And then you're like, oh, wait a second, he is flying. And that's how we handle that situation.
I will tell and I agree with you, Mike, and I will tell every single person who drives in California, just even if the car's not there will be a car every single time I take an off ramp that is going to be in the right lane that's going to cut in front of you over the thing and just barely miss those barrels. I'm telling you, it happens way too many times for it to be comfortable.
More often than not. Right.
And I get what you're saying. But anyway, Mike, you got a number one. It's going to be controversial. What do you got?
All right, number one. Now, you have to consider the geographic region that I reside in. Now, I live in an area where the majority of people, they think that they live in the sticks, bro. They think that they are out there, tilling the freaking land or something like that. I have no clue. But there are people out here now. It's any truck, but it has to be like. No, it's not a brand. It's not a brand. It's like an altered truck where they get like an absolute freaking monster truck when they have no need to.
The small penis guys.
Yeah. The micro penis dudes. It's just like if you saw where one of these dudes lived, it's not where that truck. It's like you see a truck, bro. You think that they hauling some stuff, they be doing something with this stuff. You see the truck with the monster truck. It's like, what? Were you going off road with that thing? No, you're not. You're parking it in a driveway somewhere in a freaking gated community. I don't know. And then you're sitting at your big screen TV. You're not doing anything with that truck. And so that is my beef. It's like you have this jacked up truck and you don't do anything with it.
Like if you have to hop down from a truck, I am literally the most average height in the world. I'm 5'9" as a guy. And if I have to hop down from a truck, it's already too big. I get what you're saying. Where I have to jump on two layers. I might have to get a ladder out, Mike. I might have to, what I mean? I got to get some poles to help me down. Like I'm going down Everest just to get out or in the goddamn truck. That's too high, bro. And also everybody knows you have a small penis, and that truck is probably more expensive than or your mortgage or some shit. I hate that. Like,
Yeah, bro. Trucks are expensive. Usually the jacked up trucks.
But they're not hauling shit, Mike. You're right. They're just there for show. Then what are you showing? The fact that you are like so insecure you have to be the tallest person on the road. Right? Like, good for you.
Yeah, trucks they really hold their value as well. And you can get a cool truck and not do anything to it, and it be freaking awesome.
That's fine, Mike.
And
I'd rather the truck with the lawnmower and the gate down not secured than fucking Audi in front of me.
Right, and because they were coming from somewhere doing something.
Yeah. But Mike, I got a number one for you, and again, it's a brand, but it's also a specific one. And Mike, I'm ready to run this day if you're ready.
Oh, I'm all ears, bro.
I'm gonna unleash the shit out of it. I goddamn hate Lexus SUVs. And you talked about a specific color, like tan SUVs. Mike, I've encountered mass-produced crossover.
And it's
always the worst. First of all, because they think that the Lexus is, they're upper class with Mercedes and BMW. Like, get the fuck out of here, Lexus. All right, like you're the little brother. All right, you're New Jersey to New York. All right, like calm down. Second, they suck. I give them two bad drivers. Like, if you fail the driving test, like at the DMV, Mike, I actually believe that there's a separate, like a dent. Lexus just picks you up and covers all your violent crimes that you have on the road, which is going to happen quite often. I hate Lexus SUVs. It's always the car that's like in front of you when you got to go somewhere that's going slow, right? It's always that car. It's always the car that cuts you off, right? It's always the car that loves to pass you on the right, get in front of you and stop.
And you're just
always that car.
And you're just like, how can this one car be all these things?
And it's always the same one. Like, and I see a lot of cars. It's always that one. It is my least favorite. I will run away. I will stay behind the logging after I've seen Final Destination. then I will be behind a fucking Lexus SUV. Not a goddamn chance. I hate that so much.
Yeah, dude, it's rough out there. I mean, and we only gave six types of cars. Apologize, bro. I know you had these strict rules, and I might have bent the rules a little bit on my number one answer, but
last one was so good,
though. I saved it for number one for geographical purposes. Your number one very, very solid as well.
I think when you talk about top threes, I mean, this one, like, you're on a roll. You're on a heater, pal.
Yeah, bro, I got you, man. I like the top threes that you be giving me. Should we save another three, or like, because I had one for you?
No, let's go into it. Because I gave you two off the cuff. You're gonna give me one off the cuff. Let's see what we got.
All right, man. This past weekend, it's a little date night action, and then we copped like 6 different Ben and Jerry's ice cream. Now I don't know if you're a big Ben and Jerry's guys. There's other ice creams out there, but if you happen to know Jerry's ice cream, do you have a top 3 flavors that we could potentially get into? Because we did a little taste test, a little blindfold taste test scenario action where your boy out here was trying to guess flavors, and we were at the store together picking them out. But it's a whole different story when you're blindfold trying to figure it out.
That's right. Now, Mike, I will say this for the listeners. Growing up in Massachusetts, I freaking love Jerry's. All right, if I'm not getting the, kind of Stop and Shop or Big Y pint of ice cream or Friendlies, if you will.
Yeah, and if you're not going to the TD Garden and getting the Boston Bruins official ice cream, then you might get some Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah, it's the smaller one. It's, for me, like, that's a single serving of ice cream. I don't know what the people think, but your boy crushes ice cream. I love it so much. It's funny you mentioned that though, Mike, because ice cream sandwiches, by the way, one of the most underrated ice cream products out there, ice cream sandwiches. Just a little bit. Like you get the vanilla, you get the it's wonderful. But my girlfriend, who loves ice cream as well, said we gotta stop bringing them in the house. That's the rule. Because I would bring Ben and Jerry's back with ice cream sandwiches too.
Right, bro, and then it gets out of hand.
It gets away from me quickly.
I saw, you mentioned how you like ice cream sandwiches. I saw this video where it was like a recipe time lapse thing, and these people, it's like lasagna, right?
Mike, stop it.
They
It's the best lasagna in the world. Stop.
they made like ice cream lasagna, and they had layers of ice cream sandwiches in between all this other like ice cream shit. It looked like it would hurt you. That's what it looked like. It's like they did too much with the ice cream sandwich. I was like, what are we doing here?
Sometimes we do too much. I understand the creativity, but sometimes things are perfect. Just leave them alone. Ice cream sandwiches and Ben and Jerry's. Mike, I gotta go with my first one.
Okay, you got a first one?
It's the Tonight Show one, and I'm not really sure what's in it, but I know Jimmy Fallon's on it on that cover, and it's like it's got chocolate, little crunch. It's like everything you kind of want in ice cream. It's not great, but it's good. It's better than every other ice cream not named Ben and Jerry's. So I want to put that out first. It's the best ice cream of all time.
Right, Jimmy Fallon one. There you go.
The Tonight Show. I like that one. So I know it has everything I want in an ice cream, but I cannot tell you what's actually in it.
Right. Well, I will go honorable mention is the Stephen Colbert one. Since you went to Jimmy Fallon one. That'll be my honorable mention. Now, my number 3 spot. If you taste this ice cream blindfolded, it will taste bad. But if you have it without a blindfold on, it tastes amazing. And this is Ben and Jerry's Netflix and Chill. I'm a big peanut butter guy, so it's peanut butter ice cream with caramel and some salty pretzel in there, and it to me it's really good. So that's my number 3.
That's a great one. We were gonna go fish food because I actually don't like fish food, and I know there's a lot of fish fans out there.
See, John,
or Cherry Garcia. I mean, they're great names, but they're not great ice creams.
Now, my girlfriend, she loves Cherry Garcia. She very much enjoys it, but she also likes the cheesecake one, and I think the strawberry cheesecake one is very underrated.
Underrated.
Okay. Underrated as far as fish food goes. For me, like me, I like marshmallow, and this marshmallow and the fish food, it's not top tier. It's not top tier. So
I don't like road ice cream, so I never liked the marshmallows in it.
Right.
Anyway, I'm prefacing my number 2, Mike. I'm gonna keep it plain and simple because my number 1 is the undisputed champ, the absolute GOAT of the world. So my number 2 is gonna be a little soft. It's gonna be simple, Mike. It's the cookie dough because of the amount of cookie dough they put in, which is tremendous.
Yeah, that is pretty tremendous.
Again, it's a simple, basic one, Mike. You can dress it up however you want, but sometimes simple is better. And they might put an entire roll of cookie dough in there, maybe 10. I don't even know, but every bite I have is cookie dough and vanilla ice cream. And life sometimes can be simple and wonderful, and that's my number 2.
Hey, that's what you need.
So what do you got for number 2?
My number 2 spot is gonna be cannoli.
That's a good one.
I feel like this is like a newer-ish one, and I like it. I've made tiramisu before. I've had cannolis before, and I like mascarpone. And the way they did that with the ice cream, and then you throw in the cannoli components. It was good. I mean,
that's great.
It wasn't bad.
First of all, if you don't like cannoli, Mike, I think that's like the shop art thing that we talked about earlier. I think you're an asshole. Like if you don't like a cannoli, you're actually an asshole. I will give you a break if you're allergic, but if you're not, then you're an asshole. I mean, it has everything in it. It has ice cream, it has chocolate, and a nice crunchy outside, or a soft outside, depending on how you.
Okay, I think your number one might be my number one. So I feel we're on the same page here. So I want to hear it from you.
Oh, it's half baked.
Oh, easily.
Fuck, right?
It's
And
the perfect blend of ice cream. It's like you try to compare other ice creams to it, but like all the components and then the name, it's perfect.
Mike, I gotta break it down though for the people.
Break it down.
It's like, all right. So you got the vanilla ice cream. That's how you started figuring out what ice cream was, right? Vanilla. Then they were like, you can have chocolate. And I'm like, oh, I dig chocolate. And then they taught you about the swirl, right?
Swirl
and
that
you were
thing.
like, I can have this forever. And they're like, it's your world, bud. You can do whatever you want with the swirl, right? And then they put that in a bowl, all right? And Ben and Jerry were just thinking around there, just threw some chocolate and vanilla in a bowl, right? And they were like, well, we've done very well with Plitzko. So let's pump that in there real quick. And then they smoked the blunt again. Oh, yeah, by the way, they were super high when they did this. And they baked some brownies. It didn't come out right, and they just kind of threw them in the ice cream, and they were like, actually, this is kind of good. All of it together, like, the components are unbelievable. And it's so much it's the perfect amount in every one. That's what makes Ben and Jerry's stand apart. Is like every pint that you buy is going to be the same wonderful experience.
Yeah, they're also like unique. Even like the simple ones are so unique. Like there's a lot of good ones. It doesn't even matter. It's like whatever you like, they got it. Like if you like s'mores, they got one for s'mores.
Yep.
And then if you like more sweet things, they got more sweet things. I got a question before we get off of ice cream here. What do you think is the most deceptive ice cream of all time? Oh, man, dude, cinnamon.
Deceptive in what way?
Well, hold the phone, man. I am on the Ben and Jerry's website right now, and then I need to get cinnamon buns ice cream the next time I'm in there.
Fuck yeah.
That sounds fantastic.
That's a real thing.
Yeah, dude. There's a ton of. I feel like I've had it before, but
I might drive to Vermont right now. What do you mean there's cinnamon bun ice cream? What do you mean?
Dude, the cinnamon buns, bro. It sounds amazing. There's so many flavors of Ben and Jerry's now. It's nuts, bro.
Also, like, if there's a heaven on earth, it might be the Ben and Jerry's factory. It is. Like, they just give you ice cream.
You been there?
Oh, yeah.
I hear, like, there's some flavors you can get that you can only get there.
Dude, they just give you cups of ice cream everywhere you go. It's ridiculous, actually. If you don't have a cup of ice cream, it's like an Italian mother. Like, if you're not eating, then you're offending.
That sounds fantastic.
They just, employees walk up and hand you ice cream.
So, John, the Jimmy Fallon ice cream is actually called the Tonight Dough. Very.
Oh, that's why I liked it.
Very, very creative name there.
Did all of my picks have cookie dough in them?
Probably. I mean, a big.
I think I might have a problem with that. There might be a big problem.
No, but there legitimately is a regular chocolate chip cookie dough as well. So they got it.
It's got the perfect ratio. Like, I love a good ratio.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean,
and the ice cream, you can't overpower it. Because I do like just the ice cream. I don't need all the toppings all the time. That's why I don't like cold stuff. Because they crush you with the toppings.
No, they're killing you, bro. The way I see on Ben and Jerry's is like if you want to try something new, Ben and Jerry's might be like the best way because you might end up liking it because they got the new stuff paired with stuff you like,
Like, it's literally like discovering that you can do grilled cheese. And you can have melted cheese on things. And once you discover it, you're like, I can do this all the time. Yeah, no, Ben and Jerry's is in every store. And you're like, oh, okay, sick, I'm in.
Yeah.
And you never go back to any other ice cream. I literally don't even look for any other ice cream, unless, like, it's Friendly's.
Friendly's, very good. I also like Talenti because it's gelato.
Oh, all right, stop it. I can go into. I've been to Italy, Mike, where I've had real gelato next to the Trevi Shop. Let me tell you.
Right, that probably like put you on your butt.
Dude, there was so much sweetness and sugar in it, they literally give you like a quarter of a scoop of a real scoop of ice cream. It's ridiculous. And Mike, it's delicious. But you will get a stomachache if you eat it too much or too fast, because dude, there's so much goddamn sugar in it. Like they literally cap you. You know, like when bartender cuts you off. Like if you come in a couple of times, they'll you to leave.
Oh yeah, dude. John. So dude, I'm still on the Ben & Jerry's website.
Jesus Christ, my man.
There is I don't know if this is in store, but you should see if you can find this since you like cookie dough so much. They have, it's called Wake and No Bake cookie dough court, where it's legitimately just all cookie dough pretty much.
What's the outside ice cream? That really would, make me turn one way or the other.
It's vanilla.
All right, now we're in.
Yeah, it's like vanilla and all cookie dough pretty much. Then
it looks like there's stuff to roll of toilet paper in the middle of an ice cream pot.
Right. And then I'll leave you with this because I really want some ice cream right now. The last and probably simplest flavor, but might be absolutely banging. Just vanilla caramel fudge. Seems like a good time. Like, you ever have like a push-up pop when you were a kid?
Mike, we used to buy those at recess, and they had the fudge and the caramel in.
Boom.
Come on now. We used to steal each other's 50 cents and, try to pretend like, I'll give you money. If you give me money today, I'll give you double tomorrow. And just so you can get those push.
Hell yeah, bro. Push pops and fresh baked cookies.
Dude, how cool was it when you had $1 and you were like second grade? You were like, yo, I'm going to get my boys all push pops. Anyway, like, I got to give you one, though. Slept on flavor. Most slept on flavor, black raspberry.
Ooh.
They're tremendous.
Decadent.
I like it plain, though. You can't put anything on it.
Right. I mean, yeah, you don't want to mess around with too many added stuff to that.
Right. So, Mike, leave it with that.
Yeah, leave it with that, my man. That was a fun second half of the pod. Yeah, we're going and getting ice cream right now, guys.
Sorry, guys. We got to eat some ice cream. Everybody who's listening, thank you guys very much for listening again. Coldest of Takes. It's available everywhere, I promise. I promise you it's everywhere. And you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, John J. Pat. Twitter, John Wick. Mike, lead us out here.
Hey, SD_Katzer podcast, like John said, available everywhere. Like, subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe. Listen to all the episodes. It's quality. It's quality, freezing. We give the coldest of takes, bro. That's what we do out here. So join us on the next one. John, absolute pleasure. Go get some ice cream. And
I'm going to crush ice cream sandwiches right now. Absolutely.
That's right. And we got a big week next week as well as we get into the Super Bowl. John,
that's right.
Love you, man. Take it easy.
Love you, bud. See you.
Peace. All right. That's Coldest of Takes, baby. Peace.